Hi, my name is Craig Sommers. Today I'm going to teach you how to make a raw yogurt from Thai coconuts or young coconuts. We take our coconut, we open it up carefully, and what we'll do is we'll take the water and the meat out of this coconut. Probiotics are so important for our intestinal tract. Absorption of nutrients. So we take, this one has a nice amount of meat in here. Some of them have much less meat. Pour in that delightful nectar of the gods and goddesses, coconut water. And we'll scoop out some of the meat. Actually, I'm going to cut this in half to get the meat out. Alright. Make sure you have a nice sterile spoon. You don't want your saliva to get introduced into this mixture. It'll stop the probiotics from culturing the coconut in the way that you want them to culture. So we have a big chunk, which will be a little too much for the blender, so we'll dice that a little bit. Take the rest of this meat. Actually, I'm going to try half of it first, see if it's the consistency that we like. And if you have a coconut that has very little meat in it, you probably need to use meat from a few coconuts and less water. So we want to get something that's like coconut cream. That's what we're striving for. Let's see how that is. It's very, very liquidy, so we'll go ahead and take the rest of this meat out of here. Make sure we don't have any hard pieces on the back. Do it one more time, and this is what I actually do when no one's around. Okay, another option to making this is to pour this through a strainer, something like a paint strainer bag or a nut milk bag, to get out any of the hard pieces that might be in there. Some nut milk bags might be a little bit too fine a mesh and might take out more of the chunks. But let's get a good look at this. You can see it's kind of chunky still, but it's very liquidy. And what we'll do is we'll take a good probiotic. This is one of my favorite ones out there. 5 billion per capsule, and it's a multi-strain. It has strains that live in different parts of the intestine, small intestine, large intestine, and it works really well for making yogurt. I've been using the Jarrow probiotics for making yogurt for more than a decade. Take a couple of these veggie caps. Just dump in the powder. And now we don't want to blend it too much. You don't want to harm the culture, so I turn it on low. Just give a little blend to get them in there. Now we can take our mixture, pour it into a bowl, and we cover it with a piece of paper towel or something to still allow a little bit of air to breathe through there, not to seal off all the air, but to keep particles, dust, and bugs out of it. And we can put it into a dehydrator overnight for, say, a minimum of 12 hours at around 100 degrees or so is what I usually do. And if you don't have a dehydrator and your house is cool, you may need to leave it up to 24 hours. But when that time is up, you will have a very delicious yogurt. So here's my little piece of paper towel along with a napkin. And as you can see, it's nice and firm. It was very thin and watery like that other stuff, but now it's nice and thick. And those microorganisms have multiplied from the 10 billion that I put in to countless billions of organisms. So once you have your batch started, rather than dumping in 2 new capsules, you could take a tablespoon of the old stuff, dump it into your new stuff, gently blend it, and start your new culture. And it'll actually work better the second time, third time, because the first time you're putting in the capsules, some of those probiotics won't grow in the medium you're using. Say this time it's coconut. Only certain strains will actually grow in that. So the second batch is just loaded with the strains that do well in that medium. So you've got an even better yogurt that time. And it might have a slightly sour taste to it, almost like sour cream. And you refrigerate it as soon as it's ready. If you leave it out, of course it'll go bad. So you can keep it in the refrigerator for several days. One thing, again, you don't want to do is eat with the spoon and put your spoon back into it, because you'll introduce some of the saliva from your mouth, which is a lot of bacteria, into that, and that can kind of mess up the culture. So that's our lesson for today. Probiotic yogurt from young coconuts.